Hi everybody, welcome to today's session. It's Ollie on the mic today, and we'll be going through stock taking, transferring stock between depots and order levels as well, so setting minimum levels and maximum levels, for example. Okay, so first of all we'll start with stock taking, so if you'll sign into Prima. Okay, and then if you go to the stock module, and then you've got your options here, but if you scroll down and then open stock taking. Oh, sorry as well, Mike's in the chat today, so if you've got any questions, just fire them over to Mike as well, but we'll hang around after the session as well if you want to save them till then as well. Okay, so yeah, we're in the stock taking module now. So like in most areas of Premium, you've got your search criteria across the top. And if you click on the coloured bar, you can pull further search criteria as well. So if you're looking for an existing stock take, you can do, but we'll come on to that once we've created a test one. So what you have in Prima is the available lines in I think it's pretty much all the movements areas, so like the returns, receipts, dispatch, and you've also got it in your invoicing and credits as well. So the available lines is just telling you what's available for and whatever module you're in, so available for stock taking in this instance. So if I just click into there, okay, and you've got your product code, description you can search on, but what you have here is the little coloured bar again to pull down, and you can search on further descriptions such as classification or product code or the order levels, for example. So what you could do if you were doing a stock take at your company and you're hoping to find all under the product group of, I don't know, let's see what's a good example, like paper or something, so you get the gist of it. So you can search in for copy film, for example, and if you want to, you can put some more filters on, and then you can click search, and every product that falls into that product group, you can highlight the lines and then generate a stock take if you wanted to. So you can see their total balance. So another way in which you may want to build your stock takes is you want to see everything in Prima. If I just remove that quickly. Okay, so what we're searching for now is every product in Prima, so it may take a few seconds, but what you can do is if you sort by the stock volume, you can then from there highlight all the lines that say the stock against it. So sort on total balance, and if you go right to the top, so we can say I want to do a stock take against all these that have a quantity against it, and then I'm going to go around my warehouse and make sure the stock balances that show here are correct. And what you can do, if I was to click stock take, that would generate a stock take for all the lines that are highlighted, and then what I can do within that stock take is amend the stock. So rather than having to do purchase orders, etc., you can do that from there. So if I just search for a product code, so just so it's quicker, so you can see their total balance, do a stock take, and then you can see then outstanding stock take. We can open that, okay, and then what you can do, so within here you can put a reference against it. So if other users in Prima are doing stock takes as well, and perhaps you want to put on a note to say for the washing up liquid or whatever it may be, just as a reference point, so you can see their status reference, they can quickly see what exactly the stock takes for. So within this bottom section here, you'll have a few options depending on the product. So for this one, it's just saying stock. So to amend the stock against this product, you'd update this column here that says confirmed. So whatever you type into here, so at the moment it's saying there's 10 in stock, but if there's actually 20, for example, you change that figure to 20, click save in the top left, and then when you complete that, the stock will change for this particular product as 20 in stock. So other options you may have here, so if there's no stock at all against a product, it wouldn't say stock, it'd say new stock but abbreviated. So that's just to inform you there's no stock at the minute and whatever you're putting in is new. Other options picked, so if it's on like a receipt note or it's in a status that's not yet gone through to be delivered. That'll show as well as picked as abbreviated as well. Unavailable, so if it's marked as unavailable within the product, so when you go to a stock product in the balances and viewing the stock, you can mark a particular batch of the stock as unavailable, so that could be marked for a supplier return, for example. So if you're going to be doing a supplier return, you go to the product, mark it unavailable, and then you can build your supplier return. So it show within here if you've got any unavailable stock, and if that item was on a return note, there's also a type called return as well. So there's a few options within here that could possibly show as well. So when I click complete now, that's going to update this code to have 20 in stock against this depot. So if you've got multiple depots, just make sure you're doing it against the correct one, and then complete that, and then that'll update accordingly. Okay. When you complete a stock take, the stock's going to go against a certain depot that's set there, but also the price of the batch is dependent on the cost in your product unit and pricing. So if you just got a cost of I don't know what a good cost is, at £3 for example, then this batch that's just gone in is going to be a £3 batch against your stock as well. I'll just create another stock take. I'll cover how to add lines on when you've got an existing stock take. So if I just search for that code again, so 310215. So you can see there the balance is updated to 20 from 10 from that previous one. But I'll just build another stock take as an example. Open your stock take, and then to add a new one, so if you've not got anything populated, it'll say here, click here to create a new record, but if you're amending this one, it'll just show the stock item. So you can either click the new icon there, so add new, or you can populate this area and then click the new page icon at the top as well. So you can enter in your product code, so KF25001, hit tab, I'll search for the product, find the product, enter that on, and then once you're happy, click save, and then what you can do, you can see there, amending your stock as well. So if you've got multiple lines in here as well, it depends on the unit you're updating as well, so that's probably something to note as well. So just make sure if you're updating individuals rather than packs of 50, then you can do so from within there as well. Okay, so I'll just complete that. And another point to note, so when you come to do your stock taking, and in your available lines, the item may not be showing for whatever reason. So possible reasons could be the product's discontinued, the product status is preventing it from showing as stock, so the likes of the non-stock product. So if that KF code was marked as non-stock, you can't physically keep stock of it in the system, so therefore wouldn't show for a stock take. And also if there's an outstanding stock take in Prima, so if I just search on outstanding, right, okay, so there's nothing in Prima, but if there was an outstanding stock take, then the items on that stock take wouldn't show for another one because it's in a current stock take. So like I said before, if multiple users in Prima's doing stock takes, then it could be a reason that one of your colleagues is doing a stock take against that particular item. So if it's not showing available lines and you know the product's okay in terms of status, you could just search for the product code and just search on status to find exactly where it is, and there may be a reference that your colleagues put in to say what's going on with it as well. Okay, outstanding stock takes as well, so it's quite important to make sure you complete them, unless you're going through a full stock take and you know about it. But if a stock take is left outstanding, that can prevent the lines that is on that stock take from going through the system. So you've put a KF code, for example, on a sales order, it's gone through purchasing, it's been receipted in, and then you're going to try and deliver it out. So if it's on an outstanding stock take, you'll get an error message to tell you can't progress this item, because the system doesn't know what you're trying to do with the stock because the stock take's outstanding. So if you do get any errors about stock taking when you're trying to do your daily business, it will just be the case of you need to come into your stock taking and complete it or remove it off the stock take, for example. Okay, so that's everything for the stock taking area. Like I said, if you've got any questions, Mike's on the chat, or you can wait till the end of the session. So we're just going to go on to transferring stock between depots now. So If you've got multiple depots, this is the process of how to move your stock around. So if you go to stock and products, and we'll search for another KF code, only ones I know, and then if we go to the balances within here, oh, it's gone to the other screen, 1 second. Okay, and then within your balances, you've got this transfer stock option. So if I just click on that, okay, so this is now giving you option to transfer your stock to your shop warehouse or wherever you may be transferring it to, whatever depots you've got set up. So we've got headquarters and depot. So if we want to transfer it from the depot over to headquarters from this particular warehouse, this particular location, so you'd have some information inputted into there if you've set it up, and then you can select your stock unit. So if you've got packs of 50, you've got individuals, etc., you can transfer those to, and then all you do, update the quantity there to be 51, for example. You click apply, and then that'll then transfer your stock from depot over to headquarters. So not a lot to it, just a case of making sure your depots are set here, making sure you've got the correct unit, and then updating your quantity to be what you want to be transferring over as well, according to your pack size as well. Okay, so that was quite quick. So moving on to reorder levels. So if I just start afresh for that one, so you go to your stock and products, into your products, and then what you have got is the warehouse locations and levels. Let's close out my emails. Okay, and then what you've got here, minimum, reorder level, and maximum level as well. So what they are, so minimum level, it'd only work if the maximum and reorder levels are blank. So that would be if, for example, you want to make sure you've only got, well, not only got, but make sure the minimum stock you have in Prima in your warehouse is 5 for this particular product. You'd set that to 5, and then when your stock hits that level, so at the moment we can see we've got 675, and then if it hits 5, it's then going to generate, well, it's not going to generate, but in your requirements, that particular balance will show to say you need to reorder more. So I'll go through that in requirements in a second. The maximum level is used as like an upper kind of desired level that you're wanting to achieve. So if you want to achieve 700 in stock, you can enter that in there, and then that'll then trigger off in your requirements as well. Reorder level, so that's what's going to be triggering off what you're wanting to be used. So the minimum is really used if you want to make sure you're not having less than 5, for example. But if you wanted less than 5 but to order more for 5 when it comes in, so I think I'll re-explain that one because I didn't explain that too well. So the reorder level, so for example it hits 5, and then that'll then trigger a way to your requirements, so then you can build your purchase order for it. So if it hits 5, your system wouldn't be able to go under 5 because you always want to have 5 in stock, compared to the minimum level would allow you to go down, but it's kind of like an indicator rather than forcing you to reorder. So if I set that to 5, save the reorder level as 5, for example, and then what you would do within POP and requirements, you have got stock reordering at the bottom. So go into there, and then you can find then what it is. So if that one that we just done then was the reorder level of 5, that's then going to appear in your stock reordering. You say, yeah, okay, well that's hit the quantity. I'll highlight that line, click purchase, and then that's then going to build your stock order as well. So if you've got multiple lines, you can highlight and purchase, or you can purchase the one and then add it from the purchase order from your requirements as well. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much everything that we wanted to go through for today. But if you do have any questions, myself and Mike will be hanging around on the chat, so just fire away on the YouTube chat for that. In terms of one-to-one training, if you're interested in any of the training packages we've got, just drop training@primasoftware.co.uk an email, and we can sort out training for that. And if you've got any suggestions for the webinars as well, please do send them through to the YouTube chat or over to the Twitter as well. But yeah, that's everything for today. So thank you for your time. I hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll hopefully see you next week.